So beautiful people, I just actually listened to Dana White's press conference, UFC 321's press conference, and I was kind of disappointed in what the man said about Tom Aspinall. He was basically like, Tom didn't want to continue. He didn't say Tom wasn't able to continue. He said that Tom didn't want to continue. And you can tell that Dana was pissed. Dana was absolutely pissed. Why? Because he wanted to give the people of Abu Dhabi, he got an unbelievable relationship with the people here, and especially with the Department of Tourism here in the greatest city on earth, Abu Dhabi. So you can tell that Dana White wanted to, you know, do right by the people of Abu Dhabi, just like in the exact same situation of Damian Maia versus Anderson. I mean, different circumstances and different situation, but same thing, like disappointment. And you can tell Dana White was absolutely fuming after that event. I believe UFC 112. I was like a baby, basically. Wasn't a UFC fan back then. Barely was able to put a sentence together, probably. But same thing happened, beautiful people. Like, the man was absolutely, you know, devastated, and he was definitely everything but happy. But we cannot blame Tom Aspinall, or we cannot even blame Ciryl Gane to a certain extent. But, you know, if you have been around watching this sport, this beautiful sport, the greatest sport on the planet, combat sports, then you know for a fact that, excuse the noise of the renovations going on upstairs and downstairs, we're gonna have to be dealing with this for the next 6 to 8 weeks. But getting back to the topic, you know, honestly, listen, I get Dana's frustration, but you can't blame Tom Aspinall. Especially you can't blame Tom. I understand if you want to blame Ciryl, but you cannot blame Tom for not being able to continue. I mean, listen, let's actually think what was going through the man's head, like what was on the man's mind in that second. You can tell that the pressure of the world was on Tom's shoulder all throughout fight week. Nobody gave Ciryl a chance. Everyone hyping Tom up, rightfully so. Tom is a pound for pound elite heavyweight, the fastest heavyweight I have ever seen in my life. Him and Ciryl, my God. And he is the baddest man on the planet, rightfully so. The heavyweight champion of the world. So, rightfully so, everyone, you know, hyping Tom up. But that is all added pressure. Pressure on pressure on pressure. And pressure makes diamonds, but also pressure busts pipes, beautiful people. And Tom definitely rose to the occasion. The bell rang, surged into the center like the champion that he is. Gave it his all. You know, back and forth round. I had Ciryl winning the round. But that doesn't mean that Tom wasn't going to win the fight, you know. It's a fight. Especially you're talking about the big boys. I mean, who knows if Ciryl was going to be able to continue that type of movement with him being so muscular and absolutely massive. But, dear Dana White, please take it easy on Tom Aspinall. I mean, listen, I believe that Dana White should have came out in the press conference and actually bigged up Tom. You know, Tom went through so much, basically been inactive for 15 months, not for being injured, not for anything you can think of, except for waiting for Jon Jones, that coward, that absolute coward and scumbag, the drug cheat, the woman beater, the substance abuser. Anything and everything negative that you can think of applies to Jon Jones. Tom literally sacrificed and is sacrificing, you can arguably say, the prime of his career, waiting for Jon Jones. Why? Is because the UFC, they've been telling him and us for the longest that don't worry, this fight will happen. Tom will take the fight. Jon will take the fight, excuse me. The fight is happening. Jon never ducked anyone. Jon is this, he's the GOAT, he's this and that. What happened then? Literally like 11 months later, Dana comes out in a post-fight press conference and goes like, Jon Jones just called me, he's retiring. Jon Jones has been telling us since Tom entered the scene, he's been telling us, hey, I don't want to fight this guy. I simply don't want to fight him. I'm not scared, but I don't want to fight him. Listen. You can call it scared, you can call it duck, you can call it whatever you want, but the man doesn't want to fight Tom. That is the bottom line. And Dana knew that, but they kept stalling and stalling and stalling the career of Tom. And now after Tom, being out Tom literally fought. How crazy is that, beautiful people? Tom fought for only 2 minutes in the past 2 years. That is absolutely ridiculous and an absolute tragedy and a travesty for such a talented heavyweight like Tom to only fight twice, to only fight 2 minutes in 2 years. And I blame Jon Jones for it. Listen, Jon Jones cannot take all the blame, even though he's a coward. He ducked Tom. But listen, you gotta blame Jon. You gotta blame Jon. There's no other way around it. You gotta put at least like 60-70% of the blame on Jon Jones for being the duck that he is, for not vacating his undisputed belt, and for making Tom defend his interim. And let's be honest, Tom did so many favors for the UFC. So at least Dana should have just was like, hey, listen, Tom is our champion. The most important thing to us is our champion's health. May he have a speedy recovery. Whenever he feels, good, he can come back. We'll take care of him now. He shouldn't feel upset. Things happen. This is the sport. This is how Dana should have talked about Tom, not just he didn't want to continue. He didn't even say that Tom wasn't able to continue. He said Tom did not want to continue, which is, I can't lie, like I love Dana, absolutely love Dana White, but that was unfortunate, to say the least. That was very, very unfortunate from Dana White. Listen, you expect, even though history shows us that Dana doesn't always back his champions, but when you talk about someone like Tom, literally the man is sacrificing, like I said, sacrificing his prime years just to be a soldier for the UFC. Whatever you guys want to give me, I'll do it. You guys want me to wait? I'll wait. You guys want me to wait for a year? I'll wait for a year. You guys want me to fight in New York? High taxes? I'll fight in New York. You guys want me to fight in Abu Dhabi? Other side of the world? I'll do that. I'll do whatever you guys want. You guys want me to defend my interim belt? Even though it never happened before, I'll do it. You guys want me to fight for the interim belt even though I've been the #1 contender for years? No problem. So come on, guys. Come on, Uncle Dana. Tom Aspinall, the pride of Great Britain, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, and the baddest man on the planet, deserves better than this. What more can I say, to be honest? Dana was definitely wrong, because Tom didn't do anything wrong. What do you want the man to do? Let's actually talk about it. The man got kids. What? He got 4 or 5 kids. What do you want the man to do? Fight with one eye versus a bad boy like Gane and get knocked out and be changed forever? Not speak, change his, literally, you want him to be changed for the rest of his life? One shot can end it all. One eye poke can blind you forever, can alter your vision forever. Just like in the third DC versus Stipe fight. DC said that his vision will never be the same after that third DC fight, that third Stipe fight. I mean, they both poked the hell out of each other, Stipe and DC, throughout their rivalry, their trilogy. But especially that third fight. But even, Stipe, after the DC eye poke, he started wearing glasses. So this is not a joke. This is not a joke, beautiful people. And I just wish, I truly, truly wish, that Dana would have comforted Tom Aspinall more, because let's not forget, beautiful people, we're all going to go back to our homes. We're all going to go back to our families after the event finished. We're all going to go back to our normal lives, daily lives. But Tom is the one who's going to be barely seeing out of his right eye. He's the one who spent the night in the hospital while everyone went home, while Dana went to his beautiful, luxurious hotel. while Tom was on the other hand, seeing from one eye, spending the night in the hospital, crying his eyes out probably, being absolutely furious with the situation that transpired. So Tom is a human at the end of the day. Yes, he's a fighter. Yes, he's a bad boy, but he's a fighter at the end of the day. Excuse me, he's a man. He's a human. He's a soul. He's just a regular guy at the end of the day. He needs comforting too. So that's just my honest take on the Dana White and Tom Aspinall situation.